So today I'm going to talk about 4 things you should look for in a front-end developer if you are hiring for a ReactJs focused front-end role, or if you are a front-end developer who is looking to get hired into a React focused front-end role. I got a text from an old client of mine that I have worked with as a front-end developer that they are looking to hire a front-end developer, and they wanted to know if I can screen candidates for them, their candidates for them, because they don't have a specialist front-end or senior front-end developer at their team. So I said, well, okay, I can do that. Then I had this question that if I am going to screen or interview or test front-end developers for their React-based React.js knowledge, or how they can be good at the front-end developer role, if they are going to work on React, what things they should know. So I had this same kind of question when I was transitioning from Angular focused work to React.js. So I have a friend who is a super senior developer at India's one of top startups. So I called him and said, "Well, I'm looking now. I'm looking for more React work, and tell me what things you'll be looking for if you're hiring for a React.js developer, right?" So this video is based on his advice to me, and as well as my experience working on React from last 1 year, and how I got proficient with React. So the first most important thing that is which is on top of the list, that is basics of functional programming, or how does the functional approach works with React and Redux. What is a pure function, how to write a pure function, how not to mess up your pure functions. If you're going to use Redux library for your state management, is it possible to write impure reducers or impure functions? If you can, why you shouldn't? And on ways on how to avoid that. Which brings me to the next question, that is, does the JavaScript language by its design and architecture supports the functional paradigm? If it doesn't, how do you overcome that? What is mutation of state? How do you write immutable updates? How do you manage a complex deep nested states? What solutions are available like immutable JS, Ramada JS, to manage those how to write those immutable deep nested state updates? I think this should be enough for basics of functional programming. So the second topic on the list is, that is, how do you benefit or use React's component composition patterns, which I would say are very flexible, simple, and powerful at the same time. That's what my experience has been when I use different patterns and different code bases. So what is a basic component? How do you write a basic component? When you're starting a big application, or you're architecting a big front-end application from scratch, how do you break it down into small as building blocks as possible, and then visualize them as components, and when woven together will result in a big application, but manageable at the same time because of the React's composition power. So, and what are the different patterns available for it? One of the most used pattern, that is container factory pattern. That is, one component holds the state of your application, and the other components are used for visualizing or displaying or rendering your application data to the end user. If you want to go into more advanced React stuff, that is, what is a higher order component, what is the render props, when would you want to use clone element, what is the context API of the React. I think this should be enough, and I would say is a more important topic when you are starting applications from scratch, because if you go with a wrong pattern or architecture, you may suffer in the end result. So the third topic on the list, that is how do you handle and manage performance in React applications. Now, just at the start of this, I would like to make a note that I haven't really found or experienced any performance problem in the React just by the default architecture. But you should know on how to handle the performance problems if you are working with React. So, how do you profile your components which have poor performance, or how do you use Chrome DevTools performance tab to track down which components are causing high render times? What is a pure component? When to use it, and how does it help to increase performance in your React applications? And what are the gotchas to avoid or to look out for when you're using pure components? One of the important thing that is with the React performance is the should component update lifecycle method. That is when to use it and how to use it and how it helps to have a better performance in your React components. So the fourth and important last topic is you should be familiar with React basic APIs and how to write front-end applications the React way. Now you may wonder that why I have included this topic at the last, because I have a basic principle, or that's what my thinking is, that the framework doesn't really matter. The APIs can be learned. And forgotten, but you should know what are the basic philosophies or principles in writing applications certain way. So that's why I put it at the end. So you should know how to write JavaScript code or front-end applications in React way. That is what is a state in a component, what is props or properties in a component. One of the important topic in this category is, that is how to do event handling the React way. It has a different event handling pattern you'll get used to when you're working on React. I would also like to mention that you should be also familiar with some not all but some ES6 features that are used primarily when you are working with React, which you may not need if you are working with other JavaScript frameworks, but you will definitely or eventually need them when you are working with React. That is, how do you render a list or array of data, that is you use map for that. Okay, so that was and you should be familiar with the React ecosystem itself. So what is a Redux? What are the state management libraries available? That is Redux, MobX, Unstated. I actually know only 2 or 3 of them because that's what I mostly use. So what are the state management libraries available? If you are going to because React itself is a library, not a framework, so you need a lot of libraries, external libraries, when you are building big applications with React. So what will you use for routing? That is, React Router is one of the most famous and used routing library when you are working with React. If you are doing form handling, how do there are a lot of different libraries for form handling as well. So if you are writing CSS, then there is style components and other CSS in JS libraries. So you should be aware of what are the existing libraries that are available for solving any specific problems. If you have come this far watching this video, and if you think that I have missed any crucial or important topic that you should look for, let me know in the comment box. If you have come this far, thanks for watching this video, and I'll keep posting more content on the LinkedIn. Thank you.